The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest up in the building. Noodah05 in the building. My dog, what up?
What's up with it?
What's poppin'? How are you today? You just gonna leave me hanging like that? Come
my,
on,
my
man.
fault. I ain't even see you. I was on that.
Man, how you feeling, man?
I'm all right.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming to check us when we was in Atlanta.
For sure.
But now we back at the main studio. We at the big spot. How you been, man? How's life been treating you?
Been good. Been great. Going good right now. I just dropped, so it's like coming together, everything good.
It's been crazy because like when we came to Atlanta, it was like what, like May, I think.
Yeah.
But like I feel like over the summertime and even now, you know, we talking about how you just dropped. Like it's been cool because even in like this such short period of time,
Right.
a lot's happened for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've been seeing you rise. Like even like look how happy you is right now. Like it's been a lot going on. What do you feel like has been obviously dropping plays such a big part of it? But what do you feel like has changed in these last 5 or 6 months that have allowed you to now elevate into a whole different space within your career?
Just putting in the groundwork for it, doing the groundwork, and just having a team behind you. That's what, I don't know. I guess this will make a difference.
Do you feel like, well, okay, like how about like a year ago versus now? Like do you feel like you weren't putting in the proper groundwork before?
I didn't have a bigger audience.
Okay.
I didn't have that much of an audience. I feel like now people actually listening to me now. Now that I'm rapping. You know how you might have some, but you don't think everybody catching on yet. Now I feel like people are just catching on to my sound.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you think makes it now that people are just catching on? Do you think it's just because you have more of a
Because
scope
everybody else playing it. Be like some monkey see, monkey do shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going good for you, so like, can't complain there, right?
Nah.
I think like, you know, something that you mentioned that's important is like having like that team around you, right? And putting in that groundwork. Like, what type of work have you been putting in that you're like, man, I wish I was doing this before. Like, I wish I had this. I wish I was kind of moving this way.
I went on tour
Okay.
with like the last few dates of baby tour, and I went. Veeze brought me out in Atlanta. That was kind of like big because Atlanta messed with me, so that was like kind of big for me. And you know, I was running around just, you know, traveling, getting different fields and recording in different spaces. So it was a vibe.
With the last couple stops on Baby's tour, right? With those kind of, I'm assuming probably being some of the bigger venues that you've ever got to perform at, right?
I didn't, yeah, encountered.
But what were getting ready for those type of experiences? Because then, like, I feel like when an artist is getting into that space where they're leveling up and they're growing, and then now it's kind of like you're being thrusted into these bigger performance spaces, bigger environments. How did you mentally prepare for that? Because it's kind of like, I'm sure you prepared, but you were also in a way being thrown into the fire a little bit too. You feel me?
I ain't look at it like that because I kind of watch and observe. So I would just observe. That kind of helped me.
Being observant.
Yeah, behind the scenes. I was just watching behind the scenes. So when I did get my chance to go, it wasn't kind of really that bad because I knew what to do on the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't all that bad because I was already watching a vet do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just learning and applying.
Right. Did you, well, like you said, like you were being observant, right? And watching someone like Baby do what he do and the tour and whatnot, which has obviously been incredible. What are some of like the key things that you feel like you took away that you're like, oh, okay, I seen this, or
keep
anybody
yourself
else
productive. Just keep yourself doing something. Just keep doing something, working, doing something productive. Some towards your goals, some towards what you're working for.
Right.
Stand on it, basically.
Do you feel like early on in your career that was like the hardest thing to keep going?
I mean, yeah, because you don't really, I ain't gonna say keep going, but consistency was hard. It's just learning how to work it, because you can drop and not know nothing and just don't drop no more.
Right.
And you just have all the hype. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like kind of looking back at some of like the early music that you have put out in your career and even to where you are now, like obviously consistency and like you said, like staying to it is always kind of like the hardest part of it. But when you were coming up and you were kind of, you know, trying to learn to be this consistent and as you were growing your team around you, right? what was kind of going through your head? Like, was there ever a moment where you were like, okay, maybe like this isn't going to work out for me and this isn't going to kind of be like the path that I want to continue on anymore?
You can't think like that. Because if you think like that, it'll happen. So I don't think like that.
You don't even think like, you don't even let that slip.
It gotta work. It gotta work. I don't try to think like, I want to think like it's gonna work. Maybe not right now, but it's gonna work.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, bigger now, right?
Bigger now.
Out now, right? I think it's cool because when I look at like your discography and you go from like level 5 to bigger now, you know what I'm saying? Like I see like
the growth.
I see the growth within the music, but also kind of like the way that it kind of is like playing with the wordplay on the album titles too.
Yeah.
You know, because like level 5, like you would think like, okay, maybe he might put out like level 6 or whatever, but like no, it's just bigger now, right?
Right.
Kind of going from like project to project too. Was that intentional? Was that something that you were thinking about, or was it kind of like?
I ain't gonna lie.
You know.
Yeah. I always had that kind of like what you call it, like sequence. Like I know what I want, how I want it, to be ordered. Do that make sense?
Yeah.
Like so, I already knew like, if the level 5 was like a different, but if I come back with something biggest, that's how I kind of started off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Calling myself the biggest.
Right.
So I just took it and ran with it.
It's interesting because like as I'm looking at like the album names, right? Like starting from like you got like Reborn to the biggest to level 5 to bigger now, right? And it's kind of like I feel like Reborn is kind of like the beginning of like the new era, and then biggest, and then level 5,
right.
and then big. I feel like this is like the second rebirth of you, or like a bigger
right.
level or a bigger level version of you too.
I feel like that too. It's the second breakthrough.
The second breakthrough.
Second breakthrough. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel, and I think like even when you kind of look at like the quality of like the music, like it felt like a lot of the project, it felt like more time was put into it.
Yeah.
And more thought.
Yeah, way more. I took my time with, well, naturally, like how I be doing it, I try to take my time with all my projects, but they just, some might come out more thought about than others. You know what I'm saying? Then just cause you're rushing it. But now I be on some shit like, I'm gonna take my time with every song. Now, kind of now, like I ain't just throwing no, unless it's just a song that came out and you can't replace the vibe. Yeah. Like, I know I can't get the energy back to try to do that song.
Right.
So,
with creating a project that even you're calling like your second rebirth, right? Or walk me through like the process of crafting this project and like how much the time and care that you put into this one versus the other ones.
Just being patient, go into the studio 2-3 days out of the week, not too much, but too much. Like keeping myself in there and keeping myself on reality, like giving me something to rap about. So I don't know. I go to the studio like 3 days out of the week, 4 days out of the week, sometimes 2 days out of the week. But the days I might go, I might get a lot done. You know what I'm saying? I might get some shit done that could have took me 4 months or 5 months.
Right. And I feel like even like the caliber of artists who you had on the project with you, they were well spaced out. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel like, okay, like he's overdoing it with the features.
With the features, yeah.
But it was like spaced out enough on the project where I'm like, okay, cool. It's like we still go back to just getting just Noodah, and we don't have to, it's not like every song.
It ain't too much of them.
Right. Like obviously you have Baby, Rilo, Rob, Lil Double O, but like it kind of felt like very cohesive in that sense too.
Yeah, like it was okay for them features to be there, like.
Right.
Right.
Like you ever listen to an album and then sometimes you like you're going through it and you're like, all right, like I'm going feature, and it's like I kind of just want to hear. Yeah.
But sometimes features don't change the album. Cause sometimes you can keep listening to another song, you might like that song with that person. Listen to another, you might like it. I ain't gonna say that because sometimes it just be, how can I put it? Like you said, the song placement. Like, you don't want to put the features too much at the top, like all on space together.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
Who had your favorite feature on this one?
What can I say? I'm gonna go with Double O.
Double O?
Because his style different. We come from 2 different places, so our dialect different, the way we talk, Our slang different. It just got showing a point of view from his slang to my slang.
Yeah.
So I guess like that was cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you.
I
said
was
that.
gonna say like, but them people who I be with, so feel me?
That would be like the expected answer that people.
Yeah,
that people
I
be
expected
looking
it.
for. But I like how you said 00 because I think like, especially with this project, like that's important for you to talk about too. It's like because to be the biggest, right? It's like about expansion and
Right.
like about working with people who are not from where you're from, but also kind of like expanding your palette. You know,
Right.
you talk about like touring and whatnot and trying all these different things, like doing something with 00 and y'all having these different lingo.
Sounds,
It's kind of
yeah.
it's part of that growth too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Has there been like a particular like type of sound right now that you've been kind of like gravitating towards, like outside of like the A and like that, maybe maybe 00's type shit, but
Nah, I ain't gonna say that because I feel like everybody rapping about killing and shit. I ain't talking about that. So it ain't nobody's sound I'm trying to really gravitate toward. I'm trying to pull people towards my way.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't sound like nobody. So it ain't nobody who you can say like, oh, you sound like him or you sound like, to even know who he listens to or inspiration or, I don't know. I've kind of got my own style. So I ain't gonna say I ain't know nobody sound heavy right now. It can become like when new artists come and I listen to them, I might listen to them for like a week straight or something.
Yeah.
Right now I just been like every new song I make, I just record, listen to it. I don't really be listening to nobody else.
And a lot of people eventually get influenced by you too, because I think like what you said, how you're not like rapping about like, you know, killing or anything like that. It's about it's different, you know, and I think that it's kind of like
not every song. I ain't
not
just
every
gonna
song,
say,
but you know what I
I
mean.
ain't gonna call myself that, but I ain't gonna say I do it every song. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't just OD. It's more to talk about.
Right.
Right.
Which I think is kind of like where a lot of music is turning to right now, because people want more music that are like for women or more turn up party type.
I feel like the women controlling the music as of now too. I feel like that. The women run the game.
Yeah, I agree.
They like they dictate. Feel me? Who gonna go?
What's hot, right?
Yeah.
I think it was funny. I always think about this one interview I did with somebody. I forgot who, but they had told me it was like when Drake had dropped like the party album, the Honestly Nevermind shit. And he's like, well, like all the women has listened to it, so men are naturally gonna listen to it too. You know?
Right, because women bring them in.
Why'd you look? Why'd you look at him because of that?
Big bro, little bro thing.
Okay. But damn, I got thrown off track. But you know, I didn't get to ask you this, but you know, you talked about Veeze bringing you out in the Atlanta show, and I saw you post some stuff up with Veeze. So like, what's the relationship with you and Veeze? And we got anything coming with that?
V, my dog. But it's another thing. Like Veeze, me and Veeze be around a lot, but we don't be on no like recording. We don't always just be recording. We really just be chilling. But we most definitely got some shit coming. V, my dog.
I'm hoping.
For V, yeah.
I'm hoping for that. I saw. I think. Are you a card guy?
Card?
Yeah.
No, I don't know how to play cards.
No, not cards. Cars.
Card? Oh yeah,
Cars.
I like cards.
Yeah, because I think I saw some video of you on YouTube of you driving cars. I didn't know if you had like a car collection or not. That's why I wanted to ask. Cause you know which video I'm talking about, right? It's a video on YouTube. I'm like, I wonder if he's a car guy, because I feel like a lot of artists who I talk to from Atlanta, like everybody got like a big ass car collection.
Not me.
Not you? Just one car?
Yeah, one car.
Type shit.
One car, cool.
So where do we go from here? We got a tour on the way. What else are we cooking up? What else we got going on?
I want to try to get me a tour going, like for my own little audience. I want to do that. But as now, I'm just moving around, working. You know, still putting in groundwork.
Okay, word. Well, look, man, congratulations on everything.
Appreciate it.
A lot more heat on the way. Before we get up out of here, we have you perform anything, so we want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff. Now it's time to do it. This camera.
This is about Noodah05 in here on the radar. And I just dropped one of the biggest albums out this year. Y'all go check that out, called Bigger Now.
There you go. Well, make sure you go check out the album. Make sure you go check out everything he has with us. Make sure you go follow him. Go show us some support. Go show him some love. Love is free, sports free. But y'all really, until next time, Noodah05 on the radar. We out. Pow, my God.